Okay, I believe we are live on YouTube, but I haven't seen it update yet on the website. So I'm not sure if it won't actually go live until noon or not, but we'll see. Okay, I believe we are live.
So we just assume that we are live and we just start with a few hiccups as usual, which is okay. Right now, I cannot see even anything of where we are, what we're doing, who is online, but I think it doesn't matter. This time it was Sarah who helped me out once again to get this stuff working. My computer is refusing cooperation. It only allows me to go to YouTube, Gmail, and Facebook, and I cannot get to any other website. I could not get to Zoom. This is how we record. But anyway, in case that you have actually no idea who's talking right now, my name is Tony Wheel, and we are joined by Sarah from Virtuous Unicorns. Since I cannot see anything, as in if people can hear us or not, I have to rely on Sarah because I think she can.
I can hear you, yes. But I will have to say that I'm not sure if we're actually live streaming on your channel, even though I used all those things or not. So I'm trying to check right now also to see. So I'm trying to look because it came up under Virtuous Unicorns. So let me see. I do not believe we are live streaming on your channel. I believe it is maybe on mine.
I don't know. It shows that there are two people waiting.
Let me see.
That's probably you and I.
Yes, we are live on my channel apparently. Well,
Okay.
do you want to continue or should we hang up and then try again?
Well, even if we try again, the same thing will happen. It's just
Right.
not.
I know. I think it's because I'm logged in on my YouTube, so it directly takes to my YouTube, even with your keys and everything too.
Yeah, it's waiting for. Yeah, it's not working. It's not working the way we wanted it.
I will drop a note at least over to your live, and we will definitely upload it to your channel. We'll continue with the show as is then.
Okay, so actually it is working. Then I don't have a link as to where, but that is not working because I promoted the YouTube channel and nobody knows where we are right now.
No, I'm gonna drop it in the chat though over on your channel right now.
Okay.
So we'll see what happens. Yep, I believe, yep, Grant and Dave are both on the chat right now. Hi, Grant. Hi, Dave.
And and I don't see anything, so I don't even know where do I go.
Yes. We are trying to get it worked out, but as of now, Tony did not have access on her computer. So I tried to do it from mine, but it ended up going live on my channel. But welcome and happy you both made it over here. Tony, if you want to go ahead and talk, then I'm going to jump over and drop in the chat on your channel so other people can find us too.
Yeah, it's interesting how that works. How did they find you and I didn't?
I think they are subscribers, so an alert went out that I was live.
Oh, okay. I'm a
Yeah.
subscriber on your channel.
Yeah.
Huh. Okay, well, actually, this was I just see a question from Katie, and that it's not really about health. My son talks in his sleep just about every night, sometimes a couple of times in the night. I'm wondering if you know of any special reasons why he does this. Oh, this is actually interesting because my husband does this. Whole stories. He did it. I haven't actually, since we are on that high fruit, I haven't heard him anymore. I wonder if that makes a difference. I never knew what the reason can be of that, I actually would think that maybe even Charlie would have an answer for that. I never thought about it. And every time I tried to figure out answers, try to figure out what he meant and what he was talking about, he stopped right away with talking. So as long as your son doesn't really wake up because of it and just keep sleeping, I would, don't worry about it. But yeah, it's rather common. And I always thought it was kind of funny.
I wonder if it's because they're not getting into a very deep sleep, because I will talk as I'm going into sleep and sometimes even coming out of sleep, but usually I don't talk through the night. So I'm not sure. And I wonder if when you're on the fruit, you're just getting like a deeper rest, maybe.
Yeah, one time I heard Charlie say that if you sleep very well and get good rest, you don't dream. And my gosh, I have such vivid dreams. And I wake up in the morning and then it's like, oh, okay, I'm somewhere else than I thought I would be.
Yeah, sometimes they can be very, very real.
Yeah, and even waking up and then falling asleep again, and then you keep going on with the same dream. And I thought that was pretty unique. But
Yeah, to be able to continue, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, what I do notice now, we're talking about dreams, and why not? We might as well. It's isn't everything health related? Because I used to have very dark dreams, very unpleasant dreams with people chasing or wanting to hurt you and all that. And I think with the higher frequency from what you eat, that is completely gone. I still have a lot of dreams, and I'm very busy, and I have an issue with my knee and I have problems walking. But in my dream, my gosh, I was walking all over the place. So I'm like, okay, I like that one. I'm gonna
Yeah,
keep.
for sure. Yeah, I definitely don't have any dark dreams, no nightmares or anything anymore, but I still will have dreams about, or like worry or something like that, or and I just try to find like different meaning in them. Like obviously death in a dream means like new beginnings and whatnot. It doesn't necessarily mean that somebody dies.
Yeah, there's not, but there wasn't as much depth in it. It was probably, I don't know, just dark. But I don't have that anymore. But I still can wake up, because I sleep probably rather light and wake up quite a few times. And every time you have different dreams but so you can wake up tired, or your mind is actually tired, that you're like, okay, I have to think what is real, what is not.
Mm-hmm.
I still remember dreams from 50 years ago. How crazy is that?
That is pretty crazy.
Well, they make quite an impact. It was in a bad time, and yeah. It's like, but still knowing it is a dream, and I still can see everything that I saw in that dream. And I was, what, 16, 17 years old.
Oh my goodness.
So, yeah.
I have dreams about loved ones and pets and things like that. And I had a fantastic dream recently. It was the evening before my born day. And so it was going into my born day that day. And so I believe my dream happened on that day. So it was my dog that I had lost many years ago. And she was with me. I could see her really close to my face. And in my dream, I said, I knew you would come back, or I knew you're still with me. And so like I took that as an amazing dream. And then I also dreamt that all the cats, I couldn't like identify every one of them because there's so many of them. Even all the feral cats and all my cats I've ever had were in my mom's living room. And so it was like they were all coming for my born day. And so that was a fantastic gift. So I woke up definitely remembering that dream too.
Yeah, that is pretty amazing. Okay, I am now logged into your account so I can see the chats, and it is. I know Grant asked what happened to the podcast on Tony's channel. Well, we answered that it didn't work.
Sometimes we know what we're doing, but this time it's like none of the browsers are working for you. So something really weird is going on.
And it's on all my browsers, and it happened after I new install of a Wi-Fi, because that was another reason before that I couldn't get online. And but isn't it crazy that I can only get on Facebook, Gmail, and YouTube? That's it.
Mm-hmm. That's really bizarre.
That is really bizarre. Well,
I think it's worked out.
we were talking, Sarah and I were talking this morning about, okay, what topic shall we do today? What are we going to talk about? Because we don't get a lot of questions in nowadays. Everybody is so healthy, know exactly what they need to do. So
Exactly.
we were like, okay, what topic? And Sarah suggested, like, well, let's start at the bottom. Let's start with what is most important, which is the kidneys. And then I started scrolling through my upcoming ebook, part of what I actually sent to all my clients, as in how to start. And I came across the 8 ways to be successful in our journey. Now, I'm not the kind of person who likes to read stuff, because I feel like, yeah, it has to be in my head. It comes out when needed. But this is not all in my head, at least not as clear as it is being put here, like, 8 points. And then I think we have talked about all these things, in it is important to know what you can do and what is really important to help you to get going. And the even though, yes, Sarah, you mentioned the most important is get your kidneys working, and part of that is, of course, starting with the right diet, because that is where the diet, that is the number one key in success. It's like what you eat, what you drink, what you breathe, even what you put on your skin, and everything that, the stuff that you clean with. And it's in the text here, like, okay, the greater percentage of raw fruit and vegetable salads that you eat, the greater your success will be. Well, I think we pretty much figured it out, but that was number one. Your number one is your diet. And if you have your diet right, then you can get your kidneys to filter. But another point was, and this is all part in how do we get the diet right, and invite the help of others who have experience in the use of raw food and other natural detoxification procedures like fasting, and especially with illnesses like cancer, and, yeah, of course, other chronic and degenerative conditions. It is really, really good to, yeah, that you have the guidance and support, throughout that whole healing process. And I know, we are often in situations where our spouse or partner disagree with what we are doing, and that definitely is not easy for you. So this is where you have, there are groups on Facebook, like the group I'm admin in, 2 groups. One is fans of Dr. Robert Morse and ND. The other one is a smaller one that I have set up, and that is Fun with Detox, or fans of Dr. Morse fans Fun with Detox. Because I think that part of the success is enjoying what you're doing and know why you're doing it, and then it comes together always much easier. So, yeah, guidance and support is important, and maybe you can find a friend or another relative who, well, that can be a friend, who can help you with this. And other than that, we are here for you. And we are available whenever we can.
Mm-hmm.
So always, it's either on these calls or it is in Messenger. I'm even on Telegram. I'm always easy to find, and I think you are too, Sarah. And you get to a point, you pretty much know as much as I do.
I don't know about that. You know a lot, Tony.
Yeah, well, sometimes I forget. It's always like, oh my gosh, I knew more than I thought I did. And once I start talking.
That's what I was saying before too. Sometimes I talk, and as I'm talking, there's a part of my brain going, "Wow, that person talking, they seem like they know how to put all their words together quite well." Is that me?
Yeah, see, you do it. You do it. There's a reason. There's a reason. I still don't want to hear myself talk.
Shelley did chime in over on your channel, and I believe that she would like to join. So I did send a link, and she is in the waiting room. Did you want me to admit her now, or
Oh
did you
yeah,
want to finish it?
absolutely,
Okay. Okay.
absolutely.
Let's go ahead and admit Shelley then.
Yeah. Well, in the meantime, we move on to number 3, and that is always move your lymph system. Now we have to be careful when we're coming back to the kidneys again. When our kidneys are not filtering, that we don't go overboard with the running and jumping, and because then you start to move your lymph system a little bit too much. But we'll go forward with what we wrote here. It's everyone has a stagnant lymph system to one degree or another. All your cells need to eat and excrete, and your Dr. Morse always said, your cells eat and poop. It's saying, they say it nice here, excrete. Okay. I have never even used that word. I forgot. I know what it means, but me being Dutch, I was like, it's still a new word for me. But I know the word excrete. And your lymph system is your sewer system. Your lymph nodes are your septic tanks. Keep them cleaned out. Use an herbal formula for your kidneys and eat lots of fruits. Clean and enhance your GI tract with raw foods and a restorative intestinal herbal formula. Avoid laxatives, and way too many of us are using the laxative, and we're using the probiotics. Do not add anything that affects your intestinal flora. Let's do it the natural way, because your intestinal flora will restore itself. Now, exercise like walking or swimming, those are the ones that you can do. That's actually extremely important to move your lymph system, especially in your lower extremities, and let yourself sweat. Well, we're in Florida, so it's not that hard here. I don't even need to walk. I just need to go out.
That's how it's been here too in Ohio.
Now, there's one thing is that when I go out, and it's like I was watering the plants, and I was about like 6-7 o'clock, and I thought it cooled off, and was like, oh my God, I opened the door, and I was walking into a wall of heat. It was pretty hot. And I was okay outside, so I stayed outside for 30-45 minutes, and then I went back in. I wasn't sweating outside. I came back in. Then I started sweating, and I have it, like 78 degrees inside, 78, 79. But yeah, anyway, it's like your skin is your largest eliminative organ. So keep it clean and stimulate it with skin brushing, regular showers, hot and cold showers, and by sweating. Now, there is a trick to these hot and cold showers, because believe me, I don't know, I hate cold showers, always did. So here is the trick, because I think there are a lot of people who have absolutely the same with the cold showers. It's like, okay, when you are in the shower, put your head down and have the cold water run on your neck. And then do cold, and then hot, or hot, very warm, and then cold again, and then warm again. And you always you start with cold, and you always end with cold. But that way, the cold water is not running through your along your whole body. So it's easier to do. Mm-hmm. So that is one suggestion. So that was the part about the lymph system. How do you do that? Have you done that? The skin brushing?
Yes, I have, and I use no matter what, I kind of like a more textured, I guess, washcloth anyway. So I just use a washcloth. I don't use like a brush or whatnot, and I kind of do the brushing that way. There's also another thing that my husband did receive from the VA, and it's like a little tiny machine. You fill it up with some water. It has all different connector hoses to it. So one can be for your eyes, one can be for your knee, your back. But he has them for his head, his eyes, and the back of his head because he does suffer from headaches. And so you can use it to where it makes it warm and then it makes it cold, and it even has a timer. So we've been, I would say, I call it cheating because it seems so easy. You just press a button and lay there. So you get nice cold, it's a cold circulating water that goes through the back of your head, wherever you have the little thing wrapped around. And then you press a button and it'll go to hot and then cold and hot. And we just been doing it that way. So I've been cheating by not having to do it in the shower.
Okay, that you gotta. What kind of device is that? What?
I'll have to look it up. It's very expensive to buy, actually. Well, not like very, but it is over $1,000. But they
Oh,
give it to him for free.
yeah.
I mean, he did have to do things to get it, so technically, I guess it's not free. But yeah, it's pretty. I probably wouldn't go out and buy it for my needs, but his needs, he would definitely need that. So I'll look it up though. I think it's like a thermo something.
We do have to know though that with the brushing, the skin brushing, it has to be dry brushing before you take a shower.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, and you have to do it the correct way. And we have on my channel there are actually videos that explain how to do a correct dry brushing. So not towards the heart, but towards the lymph nodes. Now, can you still hear me?
Sorry. Yes, I can.
Okay.
I was on mute. Yep, I can hear you.
Yeah, because
never know when we're on our phones.
Yeah, we couldn't connect on my laptop, so we are on my phone now, and it says my phone is now in safe driving mode. God, so I better not move around too much.
I guess you can drive around now.
Safely.
Shelly is on, so whenever you're ready to speak with Shelly, we can go ahead and move over to that. But I didn't know if you wanted to finish or not.
Oh yeah, no, we went. We've got 3 points done now. Yeah, I love to have Shelly talk. I cannot see.
Hi, Shelly.
So I don't even know.
Hi.
Okay, there you are.
Hi, Tony. Hi. What's your name for
It's Sarah. It's Sarah. Yep.
Sarah.
Yeah.
Hi. So yesterday my mom was talking to you on Facebook yesterday about what I went through about 2 days ago. And I just have a couple of questions because what I went through 2 days ago was so dramatic that like when I was going through it, I just like didn't know like how I would feel the next day. So I went through like a healing crisis where the morning of, what day was it? I think it was Tuesday. The morning of Tuesday, I felt totally fine. Everything was fine. I was feeling pretty good, but I noticed that I didn't really have an appetite. And then I think my mom told you I drank like a juice, a green juice with like chard, cucumber, and lemon. And all of a sudden I had this like terrible nausea that started coming up. And I literally threw up, I think 3 times. And it was really crazy. Like I was sweating, I had a fever. Do you think that's from the juice? Did the juice activate the detoxification? Like, did it make it even stronger? Or what do you think that was? Because it was like really crazy.
Yeah, it could be a detox symptoms. I'm not a fan of chard because it is not easy to digest. And I think what I suggested was to not eat anything at all, just do a water fast.
Mhm.
and let it for at least 1 day. And for the next day, we tried the applesauce, and you got nauseated again.
Yeah, so I actually did a 24-day fast. Not 24, am I crazy? Oh my gosh, 24-hour fast. And not 24 day. And I felt pretty good, but I didn't eat applesauce. I only made like an apple juice. So it wasn't an applesauce, it was juice.
Yeah, because you were thinking that it could be the liver or the gallbladder. And when you get issues with your gallbladder, believe me, you know it is your gallbladder because that
Mhm.
hurts like hell. I went through it and I lived with it for a year, and then I had emergency surgery to remove it. And this was I was only 19, 20 years old. So
Wow.
I know that pain. So you will know, where it's coming from. Now, we can, when we're detoxing, we can always have an uncomfortable or odd feeling somewhere. It is as long as you know that you put in the right foods and in the right combination. The combinations are important too. And you could have a reaction to the green juice. I would be careful with that anyway. And then whenever you have this, resort to the all fruit. And if it's getting too much, then eat some steamed sweet potato to slow down the detoxing. But I think from the looks of it, you pretty much got over it, didn't you?
Yeah, now I feel much better. Like it's fluctuating. So in the morning I felt a little weak when I got out of bed, but now I feel totally fine because I'm having a salad right now, like a simple salad. But yeah, I felt a little strange this morning. But it was so surprising what happened to me on Tuesday that I still feel like it's a dream. Like it was really crazy. I was sweating, like you mentioned. Our skin is the largest eliminative organ. So I literally felt my body detoxing through the skin like crazy. And I never had that before. It was really, really weird.
Yeah, it can also be the liver. I mean, we always think, it's kidneys, but I think with all the foods that we've been eating and that what happened, I think everything is involved. It's kidneys,
Mhm.
the GI tract, the liver, the thyroid, the parathyroid. It's
Yeah.
everything. It's not just one thing, everything is kind of affected, and we need to heal it. And but I when I started, it was like, and I had these first kind of not even bad detox symptoms. I was more like, okay, I'm going to embrace, the pains, the odd things that happened. And I've heard that if you have weak areas, that pain, what you had there, that will come back. And I was like, okay, I once broken the femur in my left leg. I do not need that pain to come back. Well, it
Wow.
did, but not as bad as not as long. So it's, yeah, weird things can happen. And don't always think the worst, and because fear will add to your issues. I
Mhm.
think we
Of
talked
course.
about that before. It is like somebody can do all the right things in all the right foods. Like you can have 40 days grapes, but in the meantime, you're very, very fearful and that it's not going to work. And then
Yeah.
people are not healing. And you see people who are very, very positive and not even are on the perfect diet, and they improve even better. So we
Yes.
have to be careful with our fears, and I know it's not easy. It's not easy, but you're doing the right thing. It's like, and when you feel really sick, and it can happen very easily. Like Dr. Morse a few weeks ago, he mentioned that he went out for dinner. They all had a salad, and they all
Mhm.
got food poisoning.
It's crazy.
And you call it a tainted salad. I had it happening, and for the life of me, I couldn't even imagine what it could have been. But it could have been something that was on the fruit that I ate. I don't even think I ate a salad. And but I was, and I never throw up, so it was. But I was nauseous and pain and headache, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna stay in bed. I rest, and I dry fasted. That was actually my first dry fast. I did that for 24 hours, then 2 days on water and 3 days on only, I think it was apple juice, and then back to eating again, eating fruits again. So
Yeah.
that is often when you have, and it can happen easily, you know, there can be something on the salad and it wasn't washed off. And,
Yeah.
you know, and I often, when I have like berries, where I have these really soft berries, I don't wash them. If I wash them, they would go to pulp. So I just eat them and they're organic. And I'm like, okay, that should work.
Yeah, washing vegetables is pretty important, especially in today's world, you know, because you never really know like where they come from. And unless you're getting like your vegetables from a farmer, like here where I live, I get locally sourced produce. So I generally know like where it's coming from. But if you live in like a big country, you know, it's really important to wash the fruits and vegetables.
Yeah, of course. And then but I don't eat vegetables. I eat mostly fruit. But
Mhm.
even with the fruit, and I wash everything other than these. Oh my God, what is the name for it? These soft red berries,
Raspberries.
Raspberries?
raspberries. Yes,
Yep.
we call them in Holland. We call them frambozen, which actually came from the French word like framboise, something like that. Yeah, but if you wash those and they are very soft, you just have pulp, so it's not really working that well. Well, I'm glad that you're feeling a lot better, and yeah,
So much better.
the resort to you already mentioned that you didn't really feel like eating when you woke up that day, and
No.
then you got your green juice.
I
Your
actually
body-
ate,
Oh.
yeah, now that I remember, I actually did eat a little bit on that same day because I didn't feel the symptoms immediately. I only felt it at around 12 o'clock right after the juice. But I ate like maybe, I would say one Persian cucumber, I think it was. And what else was it? Like one banana and some cherries. And that was like really early in the day. And I already started noticing that I didn't really have an appetite to eat. So then I just stopped. But I did eat a little bit that day. So I did like a 24-hour fast from like noon to noon the next day.
Tony, stop me if I'm wrong, but I believe that you may be mixing too many foods and you might want to be sticking to more mono foods. And
Mhm.
cucumbers can be kind of rough anyway and cause digestive issues. So I would definitely maybe try to stay away from that and stick to
Okay.
a more mono food. And I would stick to more fruit and maybe just like sip on some stuff. I mean, don't be afraid if you're not eating, especially when you're not feeling good.
Okay.
Just kind of like sip on some stuff and still take in water, definitely take in water. And just do like a sweet potato, like Tony had said too, kind of do your fruits through the day and then a sweet potato. Your drink that you mentioned even made me kind of feel like, ooh, like
I know it tasted pretty good, but it probably wasn't really good for my
I would
diet.
not be drinking chard.
No.
I don't even think I'd
stop.
eat chard. But
Yeah.
definitely just try to stick to a more mono because even if it's fruit, you still want to give your body that time it needs to digest. You don't want to throw a bunch of stuff at it. And even right now, your salad, what would your salad be consisted of right now?
Yeah, right now it's butter lettuce, some purple basil, cucumber, half an avocado, some lemon juice, and a little bit of green onion and some mint.
Again, Tony, stop me if I'm wrong. Sounds like there's a lot of little different things in there with your stomach still being upset. What would you say? Maybe just the buttered lettuce right now, if you're even going to do that at this point. But
I
the
feel pretty
onion, the mint,
good.
and the basil, I don't know.
It works. I would go slow with the avocado and the what is it? The onions.
Okay.
There's high sulfur and the avocado is high fat. But
Okay.
you know, if you're not wanting to detox, yes, you can eat like half an avocado because that will stop the detox.
Yeah.
But not everybody can eat it. I can't.
I can't
And
either.
to go back to that one first drink, it's like never combine greens with your fruit.
Never.
That is just a standard rule. It is with the
With the
greens.
fruit?
No, you cannot combine greens and fruit. So if you want to
Wow.
have Like say that you want for lunch and you want some fruit and greens, then you first eat the fruit, and after that, say 30 minutes later, you can have the greens, because greens have a longer digestive time, and you don't want to start the fruits to ferment.
Okay, I had no idea because I saw so many people eating greens with fruit, but that's probably not good at all.
Not the ones who have been trained by Dr. Morse.
There's a lot of information out there, but you're definitely on the right path, asking the right questions and whatnot as well too.
Yeah, I have one last question. I don't want to take up any time here. About fats. I don't know if I asked this a very long time ago on Zoom once, but I can only consume about like half an avocado. And if I have a little bit more fat than that, my body can't tolerate it. And I used to eat so much fat when I was on a plant-based vegan diet, no problem. And now I can barely like consume any fats at all. And I want to stay full, and I don't know how to like stay, pretty full without consuming high calorie foods like avocados, nuts, and seeds. Is this temporary?
I don't know. For me, it is like on all fruit, I'm not hungry at all. I have an appetite, and it's like, yeah, I would like something, but I'm not hungry. We don't even worry about the calories, and you can eat as much fruit as you like, and you get everything that you need. We always think that we absolutely need the fats. It could be, and this is what Dr. Morse always says too, fruit brings out the weaknesses in your body. So when your mom contacted me when you were not feeling well, the first thing that she said is that you felt it was related to your liver, to the liver and the gallbladder. Well, that is then related to the fat that you eat. So now you say you don't feel well when you eat fat. So yeah, that could be that your liver is on the weak side. So maybe we should check into some liver formulas.
Okay.
And strengthen it a little, but be very aware of how you eat it, and absolutely no fruit with any of that. The only fruit that you can add with your greens is lemon.
Okay, yeah. I'll do that. And I'm also I stopped taking formulas for a couple of days ever since I had that incident, and I noticed that I feel much better. So I think the formulas also triggered a detox response. So I'll slowly go back into them, but I don't know if it's related. What I felt is related to the formulas I'm taking. I'm taking a lot of formulas, so I don't know.
Yeah, it's always, I don't know how long you've been doing that, but it's always good to just stop for a few weeks and then pick it up again. Okay. And have a little reset in your body. Okay. And you listen to your body, and I think you're very well in tune with your body. So listen to it, and when you feel tired, just give in when you can. And it just means that your body, needs the healing, and that is why you're tired.
Yeah, for sure. Okay.
And everything is very simple. I mean, as your body already told you how it feels about fat, and God made us this way to be able to listen to our body. So definitely just try to rest, relax, and don't overthink anything. Just trust in the plan and the process, and work with your mom and Tony, and to see how it kind of comes along.
Okay, yeah, I have been noticing that on this lifestyle, I'm so much more in tune with my body. Have you guys been noticing that? It's really cool.
Mm-hmm. Oh, absolutely. Yep. It feels like we can't eat anything anymore. Like all that bad stuff.
And yeah, except fruit, I guess. And yeah, fruit is the food for humans. So it's not that bad, right?
Even when you mention avocado, it makes my stomach hurt. So I don't even have to eat it.
Yeah, I know.
I'm just sensitive to them. I'm just sensitive to them, but there's nothing wrong with them if you're not detoxing, but I can't handle them. So
wow.
Absolutely. Well, awesome. It sounds like you're on a great adventure, and just enjoy it, and take it in stride as it comes, and keep in contact with Tony for sure.
Okay, I will. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, Tony. Thank you, Sarah.
You're very welcome.
I'll let you know. Yeah. Bye.
Okay, I think Rand wanted to come on.
Yeah, Grant did, but he can't. He said he's having trouble calling in. You should just have to touch the link. That's all you should have to do, Grant. He said he
Yeah.
wanted everybody to join.
Yeah, that would definitely be interesting. It's
That
kind
would
of
be.
funny to see that there is a lag because I still see her talking, but
Mhm.
it's okay. Then let's move on to our list of the 8 ways to be successful in your journey.
Mhm.
And the advice that was given is that you want to spend a month on an herbal parasite formula. And we always talk about the kidneys, but oh my gosh, is it important to get your GI tract cleaned out? Because it is such a mess in there. And even sometimes, even after years, we still have junk in there. I mean, years on raw food. And if we didn't do anything to get the junk out and the parasites out, they're still in there. And so it is. We have 2 parasite formulas. One is called Parasite G, and that helps to get rid of the larger worms, the flukes, etc. But you also have one that is called Parasite M, and that is for microorganisms. And this is like the Candida, the bacteria, the fungus, and all this stuff that affects the desire for food. You know, all the what is it the cravings that you have. It all has to do with your I don't want to say worms, parasites is a better word.
You're the
If I see
thing you are hosting.
yeah, my God, if I the word worm, then I instantly see that wiggling stuff in my body, and we don't want to see that. I have actually heard of people who had worms coming out of their eyes, and that is a sign that it's pretty bad.
Did somebody eat shellfish a lot?
Oh, really?
No, I don't know. I'm just thinking, like,
Yeah.
where would you get those kind of worms?
Yeah, but it's meat, it's pork, it's like it is and a lot of the sushi. I think I ate sushi. Well, actually, it was tuna, and I didn't like cooked tuna. I mean, it's dry, there's no taste. And somebody said you need to eat it raw, and I was like, raw fish? No, thank you. I was not a sushi eater. And then my sister was here, and she had it, and I was like, okay, be brave, take a bite. If she eats it, I can eat it. And I had a little, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is delicious. So yeah, I had raw tuna one time.
Mm-hmm. Never ever have I wanted fish ever. Like, how do you know when fish is bad? Doesn't it just smell wrong either way?
Yeah, it does. And it starts smelling bad as soon as it's dead. I mean, but that is the same with meat. And I once saw a restaurant in Tampa, and they were talking, and I have been in that restaurant actually, and they were talking, they had aged meat, and it was like 18 months old. They have a special room for it because I looked it up, and I was like, how can that even be good? But apparently it can. So yeah, well, anyway, with the microorganisms, since there's so much microorganisms in the air, that is kind of a formula you want to stay on for about a year even, to make sure you get that out of your body. And the next point is clean your liver, enhance your pancreas for about a month, and actually before you start the whole detoxification program. And if you have diabetes or you're really, really thin, then you need about 3 months, and work on with the formula for the liver and the pancreas before you really start on a heavy detoxification. Now, I do have to admit, this was actually new to me. I wasn't aware that it is better to work on that before you start on a detoxification program. And the detoxification program, that actually means 100% fruit, nothing else. Mono fruit, preferably. But your detoxification program starts when you start transitioning. So while you are transitioning, it is good to get on these formulas, and then, you go into the whole fruit. I would say I actually took about 6 months to get to the 100% fruit because I did not want to have these detox symptoms, and by not going too fast. But I think 3 months, that should be long enough to get there. What do you say, Sarah?
I agree. And if you can take it slow, I would take it slow because detox is no fun, but just all depending on where you are in your health journey.
Hey, don't say that. It's no fun. It is fun.
Detox. I'd rather not feel those symptoms, but we've been on our juice ever since Sunday, and we found a watermelon with seed in it. It is so big. We got 96 ounces of juice out of it from just half. And I have enough watermelon seeds to probably populate, I don't know, at least my state from that one watermelon.
But you can send a few to me.
I will, for sure.
I wonder how much space would a watermelon need to grow? Because it's more on the ground.
Yeah, it's like pumpkins, how pumpkins grow. They shoot out the vines, and then I believe they grow from the flower that comes off the vine, but I'm not 100% sure. But this watermelon, I was having a lot of trouble carrying it. I definitely could not carry it with one arm, and I definitely do not want to carry it for a long distance. It was very large.
Yeah, I think we had a big one, and we juiced it, and we got, I think, about 8 liters out of it. That was I couldn't carry it at all. So it was.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to convert 8 liters now to ounces.
I saw
I'm just kidding.
Movie, and I think I posted it on my. I'm not sure. I think I posted it on my Facebook profile, and it was about growing watermelons. And once the watermelon started to get bigger, they put kind of an what do you call it? A hammock kind of thing underneath, so it was actually holding the watermelons up.
Yeah,
that's an interesting way of doing it.
I have. Yeah, but we've been doing our orange juice. I'm actually still in the process of drinking my morning orange juice, even just right now, but even just been on that, which at the same time, I don't know if I'm in that certain phase of the month anyway, where, I'm not as hungry. But I've definitely not even been hungry all week ever since I've been on the orange juice. I'm on the juice.
Yeah, me too. Me too. I like it. I had the most delicious orange juice made out this morning, a whole liter. It takes at least 12 to maybe even 14 oranges. But heck.
Yeah, we use 13 to 14 on each of us each day right now, and then we'll double that, I think, starting not the next week but the following. So then we'll get 64 ounces of orange juice, and then we'll take in 32 ounces of watermelon juice.
Yeah, I have watermelon for the rest of the day now. Yeah. I see. Sorry.
Go ahead. I was going to say, I think probably the same thing you too. Jacob's comment.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, Jacob, it's like when I talk with a client and I make a protocol, I always have the kidneys, the liver, kidneys and bladder, liver and skin, which also directs to the gallbladder, and the endocrine system, the parasite, and the GI tract. That's a standard. So, and this is when people start to transition to all fruit, because I rarely talk to anybody who is already on the all fruit, because you need to learn more once you are on the once you start, or you're sick and you have all these symptoms and you start transitioning. So that is where you already start with the formulas. So even though I've never explained it, like you need to start on the liver and pancreas for a month or even more before starting the detoxification. It's actually what I have been doing. And sometimes it's a month, sometimes it's 3 months, and then start with the detox. So yes. And oh my God, I thought that somebody was saying we have 20 to 30 pounds junk in our GI tract, but it was about water.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I mean, I carry 50-pound bags of feed each day, and that's pretty heavy. So I would assume that watermelon was every bit of 30 pounds.
Yeah.
And it was huge and heavy. But
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it's good. I made the mistake last time to leave a lot of the white stuff on it, and then the whole juice tasted like cucumber. And I was expecting watermelon and not cucumber. I'm not a fan of cucumbers, so it was like, yikes.
Yeah.
We
Cucumbers, they give me gastrointestinal, just they make me belch, in other words. So
Oh, really?
I guess I'm not ready for them.
Okay, yeah, I see what you mean. I always had that with peppers, sweet pepper.
Mhm. Yep. I don't fully enjoy them either, so I'm not like I'm missing them.
Well, that's good.
Hmm.
Okay, we go on to number 6 on the list of the 8 ways to be successful on your journey is about chemical medication. And a lot of people are on that. And, don't worry about it. There are very few possible interactions with the programs and the herbal formulas, but we can find that out before you even start. If you are on high blood pressure medication, all you need to do is watch your blood pressure. And this protocol that can absolutely bring down the blood pressure really fast, and you just have to use common sense. So, but if your blood pressure is low, lowering it further with chemical medication, that may not be too smart. So, and I think I hope that when you are on blood pressure medication, it's not only the doctor who is checking it for you, but you do it yourself too. And this is where you are your own doctor. You are the one who is responsible for your health, not your doctor. So be aware of that, so that that you are in control. And I would suggest anyone who has issues with a blood pressure, and it should be like 120/60, and 120 is your adrenals, and the 60 is the kidney. So the lower number is the kidney. So that is where it says how you are doing. My blood pressure was like 140/85, and they say, oh, it's good. Now I know it wasn't good at all. It was way too high. And
you were American Standard good.
Yeah, probably. Well, it was also Dutch standard. Don't get me wrong there. It was also Dutch standard, and maybe because I was overweight, and they think, you have higher blood pressure, and it's normal. I have never been on blood pressure medication, not ever. I wouldn't. It wasn't suggested, and I wouldn't have taken it anyway. But then again, I never took any medication, so that is actually a good thing. I have to detox out less of that BS. But what I once did was I had an herbal tea, a mix, and there was licorice root in it. Licorice root is absolutely great when you have low blood pressure. So that means under 120/60. So maybe it could be like 100/50 or something. Then you can use licorice root. I wasn't aware of that. I'm talking about 15 years ago. And I drank that tea, and I ended up in the hospital 24 hours on a heart monitor because my heart was racing and my blood pressure skyrocketed. So that is how powerful that can be. So that is why I always, even when you buy teas, a very sweet friend yesterday came and she gave me 4 packages of the Yogi herbal tea. And I started reading what was on the package, and I was like, what? There is no real herb in it at all. There was citric acid in it, and there was like mandarin flavor and apple flavor and cherry flavor. And I'm like, okay, there's nothing natural in it. So always read what is on the package, even if it's being sold to you as herbal, natural, whatever. Always read the package, because this is what got me then in trouble, by not not reading it, and not being aware what the effect actually is of licorice root. So you are the one who is in control and responsible actually for your own health. So what you eat is also your responsibility, the choices that you make.
Mhm. And we really need to all become our own doctors, quote, doctor, maybe our own healers. And we all need to be up on taking that responsibility of taking care of ourselves and our families. We should not be relying on doctors, people that don't see you every day, don't really know what you're doing or what you're eating, that kind of stuff. You should be your own doctor. We should all be learning these things on how to take care of ourselves and our family and our friends and our animals.
Yeah, and the animals, but it's not really that easy because there's so much information on the internet, and it contradicts everything contradicts each other, everything.
Right.
And then go by logic. I mean, we've been talking about what is natural, the natural law of this earth, and what is making sense. And you have to be careful. And I can't tell you, you only should listen to me or to Dr. Morse or even Charlie, with all fruit. And there are many others. We talked about, what was his name, Jackie, last week. He has an amazing way of explaining us, what food is meant for us. And he comes back, there are only three, he calls it three foods. And there's just, fruits, melons, and berries. Well, for me, the melons and berries is also fruit, but it is, it's kept separate in these like 3 food groups. And no, it's not meat, and it's not dairy and eggs. And I keep having these discussions in the groups, people that have been in. I mean, this is a group that has been around for 6-7 years. It has more than 40,000 people in it. People have been there for 3 years or more. Every time there is a new Dr. Morse video, it's being posted there, but still get the questions about why not eating meat. And meat is so hard on your kidneys, and the high proteins, and it's even hard on our animals' kidneys. You buy cat food, and it has high proteins. Proteins, the way it is, it kills, and it doesn't only kill us; it kills our pets too. I mean, my gosh, why do 5-6-year-old cats or even dogs have kidney disease? We have to be so careful with what we give them. And right now, keep on about the pet foods. If you look at the labels, there is absolutely no pet food that does not have isolated chemistry, as in vitamins and minerals added to it. It isn't there. So what are your choices? And of course, we love our pets. And I just, a week ago, I had to put a cat to sleep, which is absolutely devastating, but he couldn't be saved. The next day or 2 days after that, I had to take another cat to the vet because he needed an enema, and I wasn't going to do that myself. And he couldn't, he had a blockage. He couldn't poop because of the food. And I keep experimenting with food. These are older cats that I got from a person who passed away. And so they have been on the wrong foods their whole life. They're not going to adjust to raw, whatever, chicken or I don't want to feed them the ground up mice. Don't ask me why.
I know. I don't want to do that either.
Yeah, but we do give them ground up, in the canned food, it's ground up and cooked and God knows what's in it. And I have had, and I did that. I had like, organic chicken breast meat, and I had it ground up. Cats don't want to eat it. They do not want to eat it.
No,
they
mine
are
don't either.
just. We would say, oh, this is actually kind of funny because we can say like, well, we've been so brainwashed, indoctrinated, food is everywhere. And, it's like we kind of need a food, but our cats are not. But for them, it is the taste. They are so used to a certain taste. This is what they want. And they have been made, like it's like an addiction. And the weird thing is, there's no brainwashing with the cat. Yeah, other than the taste. So in a way, it is the brainwashing, because they don't even want the food that is what would be good for them. I
Mhm.
would still have to see if I would stop feeding them, and I let a few mice, sorry mice, loose in the house. I don't think they would eat it.
There's tons of videos where the cat is just like sitting there with the mouse, and it's like, okay, but I will tell you, my outdoor cats, they jumped on a baby blue jay the other day, and apparently a blue jay lives on the ground for 5 days. I'm like, well, your parents are not too smart if they chose my yard with 7 cats in it. Um, but boy, oh boy, are they locked onto that, and they would not, even if you see that and you're just like, oh my gosh, what do I do? What do I do? What do I? But yeah, they are true carnivores, and even the cat is the one and only animal that we have that we know of so far that needs meat to survive. They have to have it, and even yet their bodies can't process it as much because their life expectancy is so much lower than that of not a carnivore. And I don't know if we listened to something or if I read something, but the Yellowstone Park wolves, 80% of their diet is blueberries. Who would, like, you think of a wolf, I'm like, all they eat is meat. That's all they eat. But even in the winter time, it's between 40 and 60% is still foraging for some kind of fruit or berry.
Yeah,
So
but dogs can actually live on a plant-based diet.
exactly. But when you
Yeah,
think of a wolf, like you think,
yeah,
oh, they kill and eat. That's all they do. No, they
yeah.
don't.
No,
So another thing we are not privy to.
no, we're not, and everything is different than we have been taught. So, yeah, it's interesting. Okay, we're almost done with the successful journey, the 8 ways. At 7, it was about when your blood pressure is actually low. And that is where you want to work on normalizing it by enhancing and regenerating your adrenal glands. And part of what we do with the diet, people call it the fruit diet, actually, it's the human diet. That is when you are addressing your adrenals. But there is, something more to it, because your attitude is a big part of it also. How fearful you are, and how much stress you have in your life, and that all works on your adrenals. Tiny glands on top of the kidneys. It's really interesting.
It's
And
extremely important because where they sit.
yeah, and part it's like diabetes, type 2 diabetes. It's actually relatively easy to overcome. But if you are on insulin, then you absolutely have to watch your blood sugars. And the same principles applies when you have high blood pressure, same as with low blood pressure and with your diabetes. I am a type 2 diabetic. I wasn't. And actually, the weird thing is I had these I think it was 3 vaccinations for immigration in 2000. And that was polio and what is it when you step say that you're on a farm, you step on a rusty nail, then you need a shot for
Oh my God,
come on,
it just
live
left my
on.
mind. It just left my mind.
Yeah, well, we know what it is, and I think it was the MMR that I had, and after that I started with diabetes, with psoriasis, with arthritis. It was like it all came together, and so yeah, I'm a diabetic type 2. Now, when I'm on all fruit, no problem whatsoever. I don't have that racing heart and that jittery feeling inside when your blood sugar gets too high. But oh boy, when I eat a meal, even a cooked meal or a meal with any fat in it, it is right back. it is right back. And then the blood sugar goes from 80 or 90, it goes up to 200, 250, and I feel pretty bad then. So there are a lot of things that actually keep you from from eating the wrong stuff, because
Mhm.
it is about listening to your body.
Yep.
And that jittery feeling, it's like, it feels like it is my heart. And yeah, I did have a heart attack, so it could all affect it, but it's not good. I mean, you think, okay, in a few hours, then everything is okay. And it is, it takes a few hours to half a day and then you feel fine again. But my God, what are you doing then to your body?
Exactly. And as Grant said in the chat, it's the tetanus shot.
Tetanus shot. Yeah, that was it.
Mhm.
And
Yep.
oh my God, why in the world did I need a tetanus shot? Just coming into the country where I was traveling 4, 5, 6 times a year, because I was in the travel business, and I didn't go to farms, and I didn't. As a kid, we learned, on a farm you step on a rusty nail, and it's like, when is that going to happen?
Hmm. I also heard it was something to do with like the horse hooves or something like that too. But what if that was, thinking it was like a rusty nail from the horseshoe that you would step on? That's why you needed the tetanus, or that's where it came from. But yeah,
Yeah, okay. Yeah, well, they still keep it in. It's like, it's the first thing. You have a little cut in your finger and you need a tetanus shot. And it's like,
Mhm.
actually, it messes up your body really bad. So don't. And I'm not allowed to say that.
Mhm. Strike
Okay.
that from the record.
We didn't say it. We didn't say it.
Nobody heard nothing.
Exactly. Now, at number 8, it is like, as you detoxify and regenerate, your body will go through the symptoms of a healing crisis. Well, it's nothing new to most of us. And that is like, this is normal, natural, and positive. And that is where my part of fun with detox comes out, because this is where I had to learn to embrace it. The weird things happening, like you have a pain, is like, what the heck is going on there? It doesn't matter. Something is happening, something is working in your body, and your body is working hard to heal it. So that is where, once you understand about the healing crisis, you will also understand what diseases truly are. So, and then it's like attitude, attitude, attitude. You got to enjoy what you're doing. And that, you have to remember that the wise of getting your body or physical vehicle healthy. And it is, yeah, they right here, your body is your mobility in the physical world. And many of your weaknesses are genetically passed to you. Your toxicity may have developed in utero, so you need to give it time to be released. Vibrant health in this world does not occur overnight. Sometimes it's hard work, but well worth it. It connects you with life, love, and God. And that is pretty profound. And because that is where everything changed for me. I could finally be more open and really understand what it was once I got away from all the toxic foods. And I think that is quite amazing. And it's also that all these people keep talking about, yeah, you got to eat lamb and you got to eat raw milk and organic eggs and whatever. No, this is not, it's not healing. It's not how life should be. And yeah, I always come back. As soon as you have developed claws and tearing teeth, then okay, we'll talk again.
Mhm. I know there's a big subject on that too, of then why do we have the ability to develop things and whatnot. But at the end of the day, we have the ability to understand and to have compassion. And when you have that kind of ability to create and think and have compassion for things is great responsibility. And as we know, with or not great power comes great responsibility is what I was really trying to say. So that's what we need to really do, is use our power in kind ways. And we've just been programmed by everything to not use it that way. And we've also been programmed to look the other way. And we shouldn't look the other way, and we shouldn't sit down. We should stand up, and we should take care of those that don't have the voice and are not able to.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's rather beautiful to be able to do that and to be able to see it, to really have to have the compassion. And I don't see a lot of compassion with meat eaters. Sorry to say that. But
Carnal minds.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. There's if I can get this to pull up, there's a gentleman, I think his name is Damien or whatever, but he is I think he's like British intelligence, maybe he's American intelligence, I'm not sure, but he started like a rescue over in Africa, and he has women that guard the endangered animals like the elephants and whatnot too. And he has trained this whole unit of women who go out and defend all of our animals from poachers, lions, elephants, and stuff like that too. He is vegan, and he's a large man, and he has muscles, and he says his recovery is great and everything too. I don't know exactly when he says he's vegan, is he more fruit or whatever he eats, but he did make this quote one time, and if I can find it, I'll read it. But yeah, I mean, it's quite amazing when you turn your kindness, what you can do, when you turn to kindness, I should say.
Yeah.
Oh, I found it. Here it is.
And it makes you feel happy. I mean, in balance with the things around you. I do have one issue though. I have mosquitoes in the house, and I cannot get rid of it. And we usually, for the cats, we have all these little fountains, so the water is not stagnant. But for one cat, he keeps to himself in another area of the living room. And yeah, there is stagnated water. And oh my gosh, there were little worms in it. And I was like, that must have been the mosquitoes.
Oh, they come in any way they can. Like even just like a raindrop, they'll be like, lay an egg.
It's crazy. It's crazy. And because I don't spray with anything, and I have these devices that have a certain frequency that will kill them. Yeah. And it's, yeah, here we are. We don't want to kill anything that God put on this earth, but I don't want the mosquitoes in my house.
Sometimes you just wonder, like, what are they here for? Like the horsefly or even just flies are terrible. I found that quote, and it says, and I don't know if you want to end with it, but it says, out of 5 million species on this planet, only one has the power to determine what level of suffering is acceptable for all other sentinel beings to endure. Yeah. And the other thing that I always say too is that there is no humane way to kill something that does not want to die.
Exactly. And that is a good way to end our show with today.
Absolutely. I could go on forever. I love you all.
Yeah, we love you till the next time. And if you have questions, and please keep them coming, because not only we learn from your questions, but everyone else too. Yep. So that is important.
And so thank you all so much for finding us over here.
Yeah. I'll do my best to get this darn laptop working, the way it should. But this worked too. So we're not worried. We did it.
Awesome. Well, we'll be back on Tony's channel next week, Thursday at noon Eastern time.
Thank you all. Till the next time.
Thank you. Bye-bye.